Well, hello everybody. I hope the AC unit doesn't get so loud in the camera. But it's running non-stop today because it's so hot. Ah. Oh, come on. Finally. I forgot to turn the sound off, y'all. Now we got the and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to talk, I'll tell you, the way my throat is today. Looks like that camera's crooked. Oops. I got my laptop here so I can read the chat because the camera's way up there and I definitely cannot see the chat from there, so I'm going to see if I can enlarge the chat just a tiny bit. Yeah, that's good. Oh, I got Shatika, Connie, Edith, Creations in the Kitchen. Welcome, everybody. Get all my settings right here. This is a different view. You can see my kitchen and my living room way back there. How's everybody doing this afternoon? 88 where you're at? Well, it's probably pushing 100 here. I'm not sure. Let me see what the temperature is. I know it's hot. And you know, 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. in Texas is the hottest time of the afternoon, so I wanted to do some stuff outside, but it's just too freaking hot. It's going really well. I've been lazy today. I did kind of work on starting the video for tomorrow that I haven't finished. Hmm. 96 degrees and it feels like they say 101. And I believe it because it's every bit of 101 outside in that sunlight. And we have no rain, really. Maybe a chance Tuesday. Only 20% chance of rain Tuesday. So usually if we only have a 20%, 30% Wednesday. So we may accidentally get a little bit of showers Tuesday and Wednesday, but I'm not going to count on it, not with 20 and 30%. And there's Joshua, Yana, I'm sorry. You're new, Yana. I don't remember seeing your name. And we've got Jana Jacob from Myrtle Beach, Connie Hawkins, Edith Margaret Harris, Creations from the Kitchen, Connie Hawkins. Let's see who else. Shatika Woods. Welcome, everybody. We're going to do something a little bit different today. I was debating whether to do this or not because I didn't want to give it away, and then I decided, well, I've done this type of thing in videos before, so I'm just going to do this one live. 106, oh yeah. It'll probably get up around 105 or 106 here before the summer's over. Usually it's already up that hot. But we had an unusually wet summer. I mean, it's been rainy most of the beginning of the summer up till now, and now it's just dry and hot. Well, I wish you'd send me some of your rain, Jana. We could use it. Everything in my yard is burning up. My poor lettuce head, that I planted from that head of lettuce, I didn't think it was a good rooting system that was on it, and it wasn't, because it didn't make it. I'll have to get another one and make sure it's got really good a root system on it, and then plant it as soon as I buy it. I think that's one other thing, too. I left it in the refrigerator too long, eating the lettuce before I planted the root ball. And what I need to do with the next one is just harvest all the lettuce off of it, put it in a baggie, and put it in the vegetable bin, and then take that root system out and go ahead and plant it. And that will give it the best chance of living and doing its thing. So, yeah, my head's mostly turned this way right now because I'm looking at the chat over here. I probably should have put it on the other side, then I'd been looking more or less this way. But I didn't. We got Jeremy in the house. It has been raining here off and on. Well, I wish we'd get some of that rain here. I tell you, we could really use it. Just to see how many we got. We've got 11 watching. We only been on for 7 minutes. I think that's pretty good. But Jana, I found a picture. I don't know if it was one that you'll like or not, but I kind of liked it when I saw it, when I was looking up vintage Halloween pictures and stuff. So we got us a picture, and I'm going to do a plaque with it for Halloween. And Joshua, I have not found a Starry Skies one yet. I don't know where I'll find one of those yet. And to put lights in it, I have no idea. I have no idea how I would do that. Yeah, that's one reason my allergies got so bad, Janet, is because after it rained so much here, I had mushrooms growing everywhere. And then when it got hot and dry, the mushrooms started drying, and breaking apart. And then they put pollen in the air from the mushrooms. And I'm extremely allergic to the mushroom powder when it's released in the air like that. So I got a double whammy. I enjoy the rain when it first starts because there's no mushrooms out at that point. But after a couple of days, the mushrooms pop up, and then I'm hit double time with allergies. No, I have not heard a word from Wilson Todd. I don't know what's going on with him. I have no idea. And I mean, I didn't want to send a health check on him. I hated to call the police department in San Antonio and tell them to go check on him because he's got family. He's got family there. He's got his girlfriend that he was seeing all the time. So, surely she would have been there if anything happened with him. You got Tamara Ameling in the house. Well, you might not like the picture I picked out, Jana. I don't know. And then to have it to be a giveaway in a contest, you know, you don't know who's going to win it. And I'd been cooking something that's been bothering my allergies, but I started a video this morning, and I put this pot of stuff on. Well, you can see the pot in the background on the stove. It's on a low simmer right now, and I'm not telling you what it is. You're going to have to watch the video tomorrow to see. But I started the first half of that video this morning early, and I'll finish the rest of it later on this evening and post it hopefully tomorrow. And there's Claire Quinn. Hello, Claire. How's Claire been? I don't see you here often. It's always a nice surprise to see you. Today the facility's cooking chicken with cold salad. Well, that sounds good. Well, here's what we're going to be doing today. As you know, I got the plaque already. And it's going to be turned this way. And there's the picture that's going on it. Y'all might have to zoom for a close-up to see it. It almost looks like a wedding picture, which it probably is, but it's a pair of skeletons that are in the clothing. I love my new sink, but I'm going to have to put my dishpan back in it to keep saving water so I can water my plants out my front door here. Can y'all see the picture? Yeah, I think this picture's awesome. It's of a bride and groom, but it's skeletons, y'all. And if you can get a real close-up of it, you can see. I hope everybody's going to like it. But I know I'm going to be turned away from the camera for the most part. And I'm going to go ahead and start it by painting this. And for Halloween, it's going to be painted black. I'm not going to stain it the lighter color. If I can get it open. But it'll look a little different. It's not going to be totally black. You'll have the wood grain in here. You know what? I need this in a bigger... I need that in a bigger dish. It's almost going to look like a whitewash because I am adding some water to it. Yeah, that works better when I can add my water to it like that. Janet, did you see the picture? You know, this is the back, and I really probably need to get it darker. The front I'm not going to make as dark, but I think the back should be. You did? You like it? Does it look like something you would have picked? This is just the back of it, y'all. You sent a comment about it. Yeah, I kind of saw part of that a while ago. That was haunted? Oh my goodness. She actually grew up in a house that was haunted. Wow. I can imagine that was an experience. Now I've got to get the sides and the only way I know to do it is like this from the side. But it's supposed to be kind of spooky. It's not supposed to be a perfect piece like the other ones were. And then that's got to dry a little bit before I can do the other side. That's good enough. I need to get all the edges painted though. I couldn't imagine growing up in a haunted house. Oh my goodness. Anthony would have loved that since he just moved out of one that he said was haunted. He couldn't handle the ghost. He did not like living with the ghost. Evidently, though, his brother or his cousin, whoever it was that bought the house from him, doesn't mind the ghost. He kind of likes it. Sounds like I forgot to turn the alarm, the notifications off of my phone up there. Yeah, Anthony's situation did sound kind of like poltergeist. It's like the ghost was warning him, wanting him to know that the ghost was there for sure. Well, no matter how many times I go around this, I still see a piece that's not covered on the edge. It's like I'm doing a balancing act on my hand here. I think this will do it. Now that's got to dry just a tiny bit. Part of it is dry already, and I didn't bring my dryer in here. I didn't think I was going to need it because it's so hot, and I've got the end fan blowing air this way. I touched the side of it, y'all, with my fingers. Now what I'm going to do is just do the bottom and the top. Just enough to take care of the width of my picture. think that's it for the black right now. And this is paint that you can like wash up with water. There's an employee that worked for, oh really? Yeah, it's charged up. I just forgot to turn the notifications off. I hope nobody tries to call me. That's what I like about using this kind of paint. And the acrylic. I mean, you can clean it up with soap and water. Except getting it on your thumbnail like I just did, and under my thumbnail. It'll come. It'll come off, but I'll have to soak my hands in water because I got black paint up under my fingernail. But like I said, it'll come off. Let that dry a little bit. And if I judge my picture correctly, the size I made it, it'll just go to each edge of the wood. And the top and the bottom will have a little bit of that black showing. Misjudge it just a tiny bit. So I'm going to have to put a little bit of black right on the very edge of the top, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. My paint is drying up. I don't use it much anymore. I mean, the last time I used it was on my mailbox. Get that dried piece out of there. Yeah, I just needed a little bit of black down the sides, so none of the white wood would show. ahead and clean that out. But yeah, if you'll have a bowl of kind of soapy water, and I just put dish soap in it myself. It'll clean your brushes real good with any of this acrylic craft paint. And if you get the water-based polyethylene, or whatever they call it, polyacrylic, with the water base, you can clean it up with soap and water. If you get the oil base, you'll have to use turpentine or paint thinner or something like that. Right, just a little piece to cut off my picture. Had a streak of white at the edge of it, but some of it has white, so I don't want to cut it all off. I just got in that black gobby stuff. I think that's going to be it once I get it on there. I think it's going to look good if I don't mess it up before I get it all fixed. I do need my screwdriver to get the lid off of my polyacrylic. That's interesting, Tamara, that you used to take care of a 12-year-old with autism. I've worked with a few at school, just like on a one-day basis occasionally when I subbed for the special needs class. But they were pretty intelligent kids. They know a lot more than people give them credit for. I don't think I'm going to paint with acrylic the back of it yet. I'm just going to do the front. I'll do the rest of it at another time because I basically want to get my picture on there. But I'm going to go ahead and paint the acrylic on there from all the way from the top, the whole top of it, even the part where the black is. I'm just going to try not to get it any more black on that white section than I can. Then I need to get there, put it that way. Because it will soak in your picture and make your picture darker if you're not careful. I put plenty of it on there. I gotta stand up to see this because I don't want to get it uneven. I want as much at the top as I do the bottom, or basically about that. And And this is not very forgiving. Once you put the paper on that acrylic, usually it doesn't slide anywhere. So you got to have it right the first time, hopefully. I'm trying to get any air bubbles out of it that might have been there. Now I'm going to quickly go over the top of it with the acrylic. And it'll have bubbles in it to begin with, and that's okay. Usually the bubbles disappear. Get quite enough of it under there. You want your brush strokes to go all one direction. You want them to either all go up and down, or you want them all to go side to side. Mine is up and down on this one. Oh, y'all, that's going to look so good. Look at this. I'm getting it all over my fingers, but I just had to show you. Don't that look good, y'all? It's going to look good. I need to let that dry. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go around the tops and the bottom and go ahead and seal that while the top is drying. And then I'll seal the back after everything else is dry. Got it all over me. But like I said, thank goodness it's water cleanup for the most part. Can't believe I did that. I left the brush laying on it. That is going to be so neat. I might have to turn around and make myself one of these. But I don't usually put a bunch of decorations in the house for Halloween though, because it's just me. Sometimes I'll put ghosts or something hanging on the porch, or put some kind of a light, Halloween light on the porch. Y'all, that looks so good. I just can't tell you how good that looks. I wish I could hold it back up, but I can't because it's got poly stuff on the bottom and the top. We'll let it dry a little bit, and then maybe I can hold it up. Because it's got to have probably one more coat of this polyfill on it, polyacrylic. And I have to do the back as well. Johnny Varela says, Glenda, I wish I could do like you're so crafty. I've just always loved doing this. I love to draw. I love to paint. I love to do crafts like this. But I did one, and it was wide boards about like this, and it had like 3 or 4 boards, and they were linked together with little rope, and there were about that much space between the boards hanging horizontal. And I took a great big picture of my brother and his wife, and I cut each section of the picture apart and put it on each section of the board, and it looked amazing. They loved it when I sent it to them. That's going to look so good, y'all. Let me go get the blower, the dryer. Well, I can't. Well, I can too, but I got to move the camera. I'm my own worst enemy, y'all. Don't know how much if you can see right there. Let me move it over this way a little bit. Well, the glare of the light is on it too. Let's see. Look at this, y'all. I'll get my hands all gooky again, but I got to show you before it completely dries. Look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? And when I get the hangers on it, the rope hanger, go ahead and dry this coat to where I can put another coat on it. And I'm still debating whether to put a couple of bats, like at the bottom or maybe at the top, black bats. I'll see. I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. Get this thing plugged in. Put it on low and blow it. But all those little bubbles that were in the acrylic, they disappear as it dries. The more I keep thinking about it, the more I want about 4 black bats. Maybe put 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, like they're flying. Because they look like they need some black bats with them. Yeah, the way that light is shining, you can't see the picture at the angle it is on the table, unfortunately. I'll go ahead and, I think I got that first coat pretty well dried. Get all this stuff off my fingers before it gets dried so hard that I'll never get it off. But I do need some black bats. So probably by the next live, you might see black bats on this thing. If I can find some that I really want to put on it. Two coats of acrylic should surely be enough on this. You know what, I'm going to let that soak in a little bit and let those air bubbles release before I put the blower on it. Or before I put the dryer on it. And this is when I usually go around it and look for any parts that are elevated up or look like there's a bubble. Because you can usually take your brush and get the bubble out and see any places you missed with the acrylic like I just did. There, now I got to let that dry a little bit and get the bubbles out before I put the dryer on it. I can see down here a lot better than you can see from up there. But I think it's going to look awesome. But it's got to have bats. I'm not going to rest until I find me some black bats that are just the right size to put a couple on the bottom and a few on the top, maybe. Put a couple at the top anyway to make it look like they're flying overhead. Something like that. What do y'all think? I've just got it twisted up and on top of my head in a bun, that's all. It was too hot to do anything with it. My eyesight's pretty good. I don't need glasses at all for close up or distance. Well, maybe it'll be you, Jana. I don't know. Well, you can't see my hairstyle, Joshua. I just twisted it up. I mean, I pulled it up in a ponytail and then twisted it around my fingers and looped it around and pulled it through and tied it in a knot. I got my hair tied in a knot on top of my head. That's my hairstyle. The easiest thing in the world to do if your hair is long enough. Well, I've never had enough artwork that I wanted to sell to be able to take it to a flea market at one time, so. You like the way it looks, Jana? Do you think it needs bats on it or not? I mean, I don't have to put anything else on it. I can just leave it like it is, but. I think it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of cool. You're in with the bats, okay. Well, I've got to find some. I've been looking. I mean, I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking for the bats. but I have been looking for them. I just haven't found exactly the ones I wanted yet. But I thought it would look cool with maybe a couple of bats at the top and maybe a couple of them at the bottom. They don't all have to be the same. You know, I can put one, a great big one at the top, and I can put maybe one or two at the bottom, but make them have different bats as long as they're black. Gotta have black bats. We'll see. Don't know. I don't believe how fast this was done, but like I said, I still got to flip it over and I've got to do the back of it. But I don't want to flip it over and do it now because it'll mess the top of it up. But this is so cool. The dress and the suit and the flowers look fairly fresh compared to the skeleton people. Almost all the air bubbles have come out of the acrylic so far. When I first picked it up, I said, well, it looks just like a wedding picture. And then I realized, well, it is a wedding picture, but it's of skeletons. It's not people that are alive, it's skeleton people. Can the camera zoom in? Here, I'll get it closer. How's that? I basically wanted to show you the whole picture. Think that's kind of cool, Jana? A wedding couple of skeletons. Uncle BB. Oh my God, my aunt's wedding portrait. And there's Gladys in the house. Every time I touch it, I get black and acrylic on me. Like I said, it comes out fairly easy if you get it when it first dries or it gets on your finger. And then the rest of it pretty much comes off when you use some good soap on your hands and scrub your hands a little bit. I don't know about getting it out from under my fingernail. I didn't realize I got black under my thumbnail. It feels like a tacky glue almost, Joshua, but it's clear. And it's a coating that you put on pictures or things that you decoupage on wood to give it a seal. It's a seal coat. Keeps the picture from getting wet or anything like that. It's almost like, well, you don't know what a varnish is. It's a top coat. It's a sealant with, top coat that protects the picture. Did you see the close-up? Yes, it feels like rolled up glue on your hand. Did you see the close-up, Jana? Or did it go to commercial or something while we're showing it? Can you do it again? Well, yeah, I guess I can. I get it off of this cardboard without getting it on me everywhere. Because the back is dry. It's just the edges and the top. I was trying to bring it back a little bit so you could see the whole picture. And so you got space at the top and the bottom a little bit. How do you know the brand on? The brand on what? I can do pumpkins, but I was trying to find something that was vintage, and I found vintage pictures of pumpkins, but I didn't really want to do pumpkins. They look too happy. Put it that way. Well, I hope so, Uncle BB. So you like it, Jana? But I'm still deciding on the bats. I'll find some I think that'll look good, and then I'll just kind of lay them on it and see how it looks before I put them on it, you know. If it makes it look better, I'll put the bats on. If it not, I'll leave them off. But I think it turned out really good. I saw that picture online and I said, oh my God, that'll work perfect on that piece of wood I got, because it'll be just the right width and it's tall. So I printed it out and it took only like half of the page, a little over half of the page in width. So it worked perfect, I think. But the picture reminds me of the movies you see of the living dead, of the zombies running around town killing everybody. Only these are skeletons. They're not usually skeletons, but they look almost as bad as a skeleton. Uncle BB said, Linda, it's beautiful. Pumpkins are too cutesy. Well, that's what I was thinking. I didn't want anything quite cutesy on this yet. I mean, I may do the pumpkins and make a cutesy one and give it away, but I kind of like this one. I saw the picture and I said, oh yeah, that's it. That is my vintage picture right there. Whoever wins it will have a vintage Halloween picture like nobody else. Nobody else will have one. This will be a one of a kind. Definitely. Chill comes in and says zombie talk. Yes. And we got Sandra McCormick. Hello. Oh no, Sandra said she'll pay for it. I usually put my initials or my name on the back of the artwork. Most of the time I don't usually put it on the front, but I can, I guess. If I sold this one, then that means I've got to make another one to give Jana a chance to win it. And there's Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. And Johnny. The one you did is popping. You don't need anything else. Okay. Well, I may just leave it like that and not distract from the picture anyway, you know. I think it turned out real cool. But I guess if somebody wanted to buy one, I can make another one and sell it. You found when you cleaned your room, you found pictures of crafts you'd done 25 years ago. Wow. What kind of crafts did you do, Uncle BB? I have a heck of a time with my printer trying to print these prints to put on these, because you got to use the right paper or it doesn't work. If the paper's too thin, it just bubbles up and it makes a mess. So you got to have the right type of paper, like photograph type paper to put on it. So it doesn't just make a mess when it starts drying. Halloween cat door hanging for Halloween. Well, thank you. I'm showing my house, aren't I? I'm usually in my kitchen all the time. Sandra McCormick says I do want to buy it. Oh, I don't know. Probably about $40, but you have to wait and let me do another one, because I don't want to take your money and then mess up the other one, because let me get one done, and then if you want it, you can buy it. If not, I'll just give it away at another contest. Well, don't send me anything until I get another one done. And then if you want to buy it, I'll ship it to you for at least $10. Because the postage on something this big is about $9. Just the postage alone. So, if it was a smaller one, it wouldn't cost quite that much. If I can get away with $9. I don't know, $9, $10, somewhere along in there. Just for the postage on it. Alright, well, I'll get me another board this width, just like this one. I'll print out another photograph just like this one, and I'll do another one just like this one. Jana said, me, raising my hand. Now you want to buy it, Jana? I mean, I will make another one and sell both of them. Now, that means I'll just have to make another one to give away at the next contest we do. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, I'll do it. It looks like it. Jana said, did I start something? One like this, you know, to pay for my materials and everything, plus the postage, I'd sell it for $40. Because the postage is so expensive nowadays. So the next time I go out to town, I'll get another plaque like this that I can paint and put another picture on. Plus the ink, you know, ink for your printer is not cheap. And I had to print out this thing 3 times to get it to print out right. Because my paper wants to go sideways down my printer. So I messed up the first 2. The third one came out like a charm, so. And I don't know why, but the first 2 had only printed half the picture. I said, that's crazy. Well, sometimes if my camera is low and it needs to be charged, I'll just plug it in while I'm live. I don't have to stop my live to charge it. I just plug it in. Yeah, you can see how my kitchen is as big as my living room, because I have a small living room. And I've got, well, you see my 2 recliners. my footstool, and my checkered rug, and then my couch is on the other side. You can't see that, it's tan. It looks like a big marshmallow. But I spend all my time here in the kitchen because I'm usually doing videos, editing videos. I'm doing a cooking video where I've got to watch my food cook while I'm uploading part of the videos that go to it and editing what needs to be edited. So probably 97% of my time is spent right here at this kitchen table or in the kitchen. They always say the kitchen is the heart of the house. I believe it because I spend most of my time in here. See if I can get this dry so I can do the back of it. And then after I do the back, I may do another part of the front. You know your phone. Lady brought in a doll that looked just like a real newborn baby. Oh, it looks so adorable. Yeah, I've seen those on videos where people have sent those living dolls to people and they look like real babies. There's a lady that makes them and you can take baby pictures to her and she'll make a doll to match the picture. And I said, to me, that would be weird to have a baby doll that looks just like your real baby, you know. It's still a little tacky if you pushed on it much, but it's starting to dry for the most part. I know I've seen a few of those living dolls and they look like real live babies. I thought using your phone and charging it. I did one of these of Tweety Bird, and it's hanging on the bedroom door, the spare bedroom in this end of the house. I love it. I love all of the little cartoon characters of Disney. Yep. They always say where a person is lacking in one sense, it sharpens the other senses they have. Like their sense of smell, touch, hearing. Just the overall sense of somebody being around close to them. That looks so good, y'all. I'm proud of myself. I hope the second one I do of the same thing turns out this well. But I do need to do the back of it. I'm breathing the acrylic, I'm breathing what's cooking over there, and it's about to kill me, y'all. I put my initials at the bottom of it, at the bottom of her dress. LH. You probably can't see it. I hope it doesn't show up too much. Usually I just sign the back of it because I don't even want my name to show on the front. It's cardboard. I'm going to dump it all off on the floor. Get another cough drop in my mouth. Maybe I won't cough this bad. This is no work at all. If you got the right photographs, that's all that matters. And I hated it. My neighbor come over the other day and she told me that her daughter's little dog must have got run over during the night by a car going up the street. And a guy come through with a motorcycle that usually comes through the street and must have saw him. And he went to the door and told her that the little dog was laying out there dying. And I thought to myself, that's so sad. I don't know if the dog was trying to chase the car or another motorcycle or what happened. This place is on the back of this board that needs to be touched up. I needed my palette out here. So I don't have to do this in the lid, but I didn't bring it in here, y'all. So it looks like I'm going to have to do two more of these. Two of them because Jana wants one and the other lady wants one. I forgot her name. And then I was going to give one away as a prize. So I'll have to buy two more of the pieces of wood, print out two more pictures, and make two more of them. But I can do both of them at the same time when I get the stuff. Commercials. What? The picture is wow. Oh, wowzer. What are you saying? Oh no about Jana? Oh no, what? Some people do. It just depends on who the person is. And we've got 20 miles per hour speed limits here, but I guess it could work off a generator. I don't know. Oh, probably about the little doggy. Yeah, I hated that. I first thought she said the lady down the street's dog got hit. But they came back over yesterday and said no, that it was Amy's dog, her daughter's dog. And I said, oh no, that's so sad. It could probably work on any generator as long as it had a regular plug to plug it in. Well, y'all, I think it turned out real good. I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought you meant, Janet, the little doggy. They have 2 little dogs. They're only about a foot tall. And the bigger one, the little black one, is the one that got hit, I guess, by a car or a motorcycle or something. I don't know. But I don't know of any way that anybody could have hit the little dog unless it was a car. That would have been hard enough to cause it to die. They said it was still alive when he found it and went up to the mailbox where it was. But the poor little dog died. He went to the door and knocked on the door and told them that the doggy had got hit by a car or something and looked like it was dying. If I had little dogs like that, I'd be afraid to let them run loose, because I know some people speed up the street, some don't, because they know there might be a kid running out in the street or something, but other people don't stop to think, they just zoom up the street. You had no issues sleeping in the doll room. You like the picture too, Johnny? Well, that was the vintage Halloween picture that I picked out to go on that plaque. And I've got it downloaded on my phone so I can print out as many as I want, as long as my printer cooperates. There were dolls in glass cases all over the room. Well, my mom had a glass doll case. Huge. I mean, it was probably this big across, wide, and it was taller than my head, and it had glass shelves. It was totally encased in glass. And my mom had filled it full of those expensive ceramic dolls. And she left that to me when she passed away. But my brother's got it at his house because I've never been able to bring it out here. And I don't know where I'd put it if I did bring it out here. I don't have any room in my house to put it. I mean, I could take my shelving unit out back there and put it back some there, but it would be blocking my light if I did. So I don't know. I told him, I said, just keep it at your house for now, and maybe one of these days I'll be able to take it back with me. And that's been years ago, and I've still not been able to take it back with me, so he still has it. I said his little girls enjoyed it when they were growing up with it being there. They didn't play with the dolls, but they could look at them. And I guess Mom loved them because she never had dolls growing up, you know. Money was so tight with them growing up. She come up through the Depression time. And I never really had dolls growing up either. I remember one year when I got my first doll. It was a Betsy walking doll. And it was about 2 foot tall. And you could put it on the floor and hold its hand. And if you tilted her just right, she would take a step. Every time you kind of tilt her, she'd take a step beside you. And I thought that was the greatest thing in the world. I got a doll that year, and I was probably 9 or 10 years old. Because, you know, back then they really didn't even have dolls for girls. They didn't have that many toys in the stores for people to buy for their kids. They had bicycles, tricycles, standard stuff like that, but when it came to little cars or little dolls and all that, we just didn't have any. And they've got so many available now to everybody, you don't know what to buy. It's hard to choose which one you want to buy. Need to get that out of the lid. Some of that acrylic that dried in it. I don't want to try to seal it up with acrylic stuck on it. I get so much on there I won't be able to close the lid. Well, I'm getting more of the stuff off the top than I thought was on here. No wonder I had a hard time closing the lid on this last time I put it away. There was so much acrylic got in the lid of it that it was keeping it from closing properly. Now maybe it'll be okay. I mean, it's drying as a sheet. Look at this. In the lid. It got some of it in the lid. That's pretty cleaned out. Back looks okay. Still put it up elevated a little bit so it dries a little more. Ooh, look at all that junk. I get it on my scissors, I'll never be able to use my scissors again. Janice said, I have 2 sons. One is Zachary, who just turned 30, and then I have Jack that lives with me, and he will be 25. Well, both of my children are gone. They live. They've got their own homes. Their own families now. So I don't see as much of them as I'd like to, but you know, they're busy with their own life. And that's understandable. Get this gobs of stuff up before I get my hands in it or get my picture stuck in it. Or get a piece of that stuff stuck on my picture, which I don't want. Now, first picture's done. Just need to sit and dry some more until that acrylic dries really hard. Oh, he'll be 25 this month. The 22nd. That's not far off. 12 days. They dry, I can put the hanger on the top of it. You all have oh my goodness, it's a birthday month, huh, Jana? Birthday month at the Jacob house. So that means your birthday is this month too, Jana? Yep, the 12th. Oh my goodness, that's Tuesday. Well, happy birthday, Jana. I know, it don't matter how old they get, Sandra. They're still your kids. Just like it don't matter how old they get, you're still their mom. Your husband would have been 28. Oh, his birthday was on the 28th. Right. Well, I never was that, but I made them toe the mark when they lived at home. And I knew I did it for their own good because I didn't want them to end up being the kids that got in trouble, you know, at school or with the law when they went out with their friends. I wanted them to stay out of trouble. I raised them to know right from wrong. And I guess it paid off. And I didn't stop worrying about them even when they moved out. It was a couple of years after they moved out of the house on their own before I really quit worrying about them. Now I don't feel like I've got to worry that much about them. They turned out pretty good. They know right from wrong. They don't get in trouble. They got pretty good lives going, so. Oh yeah, you told me about your wall charger, Joshua. Maybe I'll do pumpkins next weekend. I'll do 2 more of these this week sometime. I may do them tonight since I got this stuff out here. If I can get them printed out. And when I run to the store and get the stuff. And then I'll have one of these to give away. 2 of them. One for Jan and one for the other lady, Sandra, whatever her name was. I'm the world's worst on names. I don't remember which one it was, but I do remember Jana wanted one and the other lady, so I'll have 2. And then I'm hopefully have one to give away. And then I'll do one with pumpkins or something in it. They have some cute pumpkins that were vintage, but I don't know, I just felt like they were too cutesy. I wanted to do something like I did, you know. I mean, it's cute, but it's not cutesy cute, you know what I'm saying? Well, happy birthday, Mr. McCormick. When my son lived in Joshua, he lived about halfway down the street, about the center of the block, and they put a house for sale at the end of the block, right on the corner. A nice little brick home. It wasn't real big. Probably would have been just the right size for me. And I told him one day, I said, when we went by there going back to his house, I said, oh my God, Chad, the house is for sale down here on the corner. I need to check into that. I need to buy that. He didn't seem to like that too good. I think that was too close for him. But he said, Mom, if you own that house, we'd never keep Alexandra home. That's my granddaughter. Because she was little back then. He said, she would be at your house every single day. We'd never keep that child home. I said, well, that's what grandparents are for. No, I'm sure she'd stay home some, but hey, I wouldn't mind my granddaughter coming down to my house if she lived right down the street, on the same street with me, you know. But I can understand. I wouldn't want my kids down at my mom's house every day, all day and all night. Yeah, I hope you do too. I hope everybody that has a birthday this month has a real special happy birthday. In fact, we'll sing happy birthday. Everybody sing happy birthday with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear August birthdays. Happy birthday to you and many more. I did all that without coughing. I'm proud of myself. But I feel a cough coming on now. That's for everybody with a birthday this month or today. Or Tuesday. Or whenever the birthday comes for this month. And I look stupid. I'm talking to the camera down here, and I should be talking up here. But I can't see the chat unless I look over here. Your husband used to live in Hemphill. Oh, wow. Happy birthday, summer babies. Yeah, happy birthday to all the summer babies. And Tamara's got the musical notes growing across the comment section. Here, I can give you another close-up of it because it's almost pretty dry. I mean, it's not coming off on my fingers when I touch it anymore, but it does need to dry a little bit more. I think it turned out real cute, y'all. I hope that the second and third one that I do just like that comes out as good. They should. They will. Sandra says I'm jelly. I don't know what that's all about. There's Big Bongo. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. You mean directly behind me? They're going to build a house. They've got the lot cleared. They put down a temporary pole to hook electricity to. But the electric company has got to come and move the old pole first. Because they said they were going to replace the old pole behind my house that's on my lot. I don't know if they're going to move it. I wish they would move it to the easement so it's not on my lot. Because everybody thinks I'm past the easement and I'm not. But they said they were going to replace it. That's why it's got a flag on it. And they got a stake down in the ground beside it. Is because they're going to be replacing the pole. And they said they wanted to do that before they built the new house. Because that pole will be not only servicing me, but them and the other people as well. Because I'm like halfway down the block. But that pole's been here longer than I've been here. So, you know, it needs to be replaced. And they said this is a great opportunity to do it when they have the lot cleared. They'll have easy access coming up into the lot to get to where the pole is behind my house to replace it before they start construction on the house. So I'm thinking maybe this week, maybe they'll be here tomorrow or Tuesday, sometime maybe to replace that pole. Sandra said it means that I'm jealous. Oh, you're jelly? I've never heard that before. I didn't know when you said I'm jelly that it meant you're jealous. But yeah, they should be starting on the foundation for that house as soon as they get the electrical issue taken care of. Uncle BB says, I'm jealous, I'm jam. Okay, well, we got jelly and jam then. Means both of you are jealous. I've never heard that expression, but hey, I like it. Yeah, I thought it was funny. Well, I was trying to come up with a different one, but right away I can't think of it. I can say I'm peanut butter. That means I'm jealous, I'm peanut butter. Or I'm butter. And there's Pat Watson. Hello, Pat. How are you doing today? You missed me making the plaque, the giveaway plaque. Well, I got 2 people that want to buy it, so Jana wants to buy it, and the other lady wants to buy it. So I'll be making 2 more so I can give one away and then sell the other 2. But this is the plaque for Halloween that I made. The vintage plaque. Oh, okay. Sandra says, no, Linda, that's making you smooth if I say I'm peanut butter. Smooth like peanut butter? Well, we've got water meters now that they don't have to go back and read the meter anymore. They can just punch in their little computer and tell how much water I've used. And the electrical meters are the same way. They don't have to physically come out and read the meters anymore. They're all hooked to some kind of grid to where they know exactly how much power you're using every day. Oh no, Pat. You took a nap and didn't plan on it, and Jim went to church without you? Uncle BB. Uncle BB said that I'm Hellsman's. She brings out the best. Sandra said, Linda, that's my wedding picture. Oh no. Lord understands. I don't sleep very much, probably hate. Yeah, that's probably what it was. He said you need to sleep when you can sleep. I was looking back to see who was the other person wanting the I don't know about that. Not everybody wants plaques like this, so. I mean, they may want them for different things, so who knows. I buy lots of stuff at Walmart, Joshua. I buy usually most of my groceries at Walmart because they're a super center. Sandra wants it. Sandra McCormick and Jana. I'm writing their names down. That way I will remember who had already put in that they wanted one. Whew. Do y'all realize we've almost been on for 2 hours? I always put cardboard down when I start some of this stuff because I don't want any of that paint or sealer to get on my table. It's official, you lost 90 pounds, Uncle BD? Wow, you're doing fantastic. I need to lose weight, but I don't want to lose 90 pounds. There's be nothing left of me. I can remember the time when I only weighed 98 pounds. If I'd have lost 90 pounds, I'd have been baby size. I'd have weighed 8 pounds. Wow, that's a lot of weight, Uncle BD. No, I don't think you're not going to go to heaven because you missed church. I don't think going to church has anything to do with you end up going to heaven. It's the person you are and the things you do in your life that get you to heaven, not going through the door of the church. Because there could be evil people in church. You never know. Uncle BB said, yeah, I was 401, only 5'6" foot. 5'6". Wow, so you're down, wow. You're down a fourth of what you weighed. So you weigh 311 now. That's pretty good. Keep up the good work. If I got back to the size that I used to be, I'd have to lose about 30 pounds. Which isn't anything outrageous, but still it's hard to lose even 30 pounds. Took 9 years. Yeah, it took a long time, but you did it. And you should be able to keep it off if it took you that long to take it off. You shouldn't be worried about gaining it back, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a real easy to gain weight, but it's real hard to lose. That's always the case. Oh, I can imagine. A lot easier to move around when you lost 90 pounds. I need my screen right here in front of me. And it's not there, y'all. I can't see it up there. And I have to look at the screen over this way to read the chat. So, slow and steady is the name of the game. Well, I tell you what, I lost weight one time. All the women out here when we first moved to Texas were on this craze of going to either Jenny Craig or some of these other health places to lose weight. And the big thing was to get down to bone structure. Now, I don't know who in the world ever started that, to get down to your bone structure. But all these women were walking around skinny minis, you know. And I wasn't very big to start with. And I went on this diet to see if I could get down to bone structure. And I lost down to about 98 pounds, soaking wet. And I was eating like a horse. Everything I ate was baked, broiled, grilled, with no seasonings, no salt, no pepper, no bread, nothing added to the meat or anything. It either had to be baked, boiled, broiled, grilled. Nothing was fried for sure because you didn't use any grease at all. And I didn't think at first I was going to lose any weight, and all of a sudden I started losing weight. My clothes were hanging on me. And I thought to myself, I really don't have that much weight to lose, you know. And that's when my daughter started teasing me, and she said, because she was already taller than me. She's like 5'7". She was 14, and she walks by me, and she looks down at me, and she says, Mom, how's the weather down there? And she teased me when I weighed 98 pounds, because a size 1 I could not even fill the seat of a size 1 pair of jeans up. They just hung on me because I didn't have anything in them. And my daughter teased me. She said, Mom, you need to gain weight. You look like an 11-year-old boy. I said, what do you mean I look like an 11-year-old boy? She said, yeah, you have no butt and you have no boobs. And I have to admit, I didn't have to wear a bra then because I didn't have enough to worry about. I could wear those tube tops with no problem. And here I'm 27 years old, and I'm running around looking like some teenager. But I ate. But like I said, I ate like crazy. I ate plenty of food, plenty of meat. I just didn't eat anything sweet. I didn't eat cakes. I didn't eat pies. I didn't eat cookies, candies, no sugar whatsoever. And I had all this energy. Oh my God, I felt like I was on a sugar rush all the time. But I didn't even eat sugar. What sugar that I got had to come from the meat that I ate or the vegetables that I ate. I literally put no sugar on anything. And I remember everybody was fussing at me. You need to gain weight. You need to gain weight. You look anorexic. I said, yeah, but I'm not anorexic. I'm eating anything I want, and I'm definitely not throwing it up. And finally, I let them bug me to death. And I started forcing myself to eat fatty food. That was the worst thing in the world I could have done. I remember the first piece of chocolate cake I tried to eat. And chocolate cake was my favorite. I mean, you give me a piece of chocolate cake and I was in heaven. I took one mouthful of that chocolate cake and I had to spit it out. It was like putting a spoonful of sugar, just plain sugar, in my mouth. I couldn't handle it. The first piece of fried chicken I tried to eat, I just took a bite of it and it felt like my mouth was just full of grease. I couldn't handle it. I literally forced myself to start eating all that food. Look at me now. So just because you're slim doesn't mean you're not eating. It doesn't mean you're anorexic. Because me at 98 pounds, I was eating like a horse. I was still married at the time, and my ex-husband told me, he said, I don't see how in the world you're losing weight. You got to be on drugs. You're eating more than we're eating, and you're losing weight. I said, yeah, but you're eating fried chicken. I'm eating baked chicken. There's a difference. You're eating cream potatoes with butter. I'm eating a boiled potato with nothing on it. You're eating vegetables that have been seasoned and all this stuff. I'm eating vegetables that have been steamed or boiled. That was the difference, but he didn't believe it. Uncle BB said that would never happen to you. Well, you don't know. If you went on the right diet, it would help you lose weight. And I'm not telling you to go on a diet. I mean, I don't know if you're on a diet already, but whatever you're doing seems to be working. Well, we've hit 2 hours, y'all. Y'all tired? Are you tired of me yet? Well, most of the time I only eat one meal a day. If I get up and fix me a breakfast, what I call breakfast, and I eat, I usually don't eat another meal the rest of the day. I might eat a snack before I go to bed at night. But I don't usually fix 2 or 3 meals a day. I just fix that one good sized meal and that's it. Age-related metabolism has a... Yeah, that's true too. Seems like the older you get, the harder it is to lose weight. And the easier it is to gain weight. Maybe because you're not as active as you were when you were younger. I don't know. But for you latecomers, this is what we did today. We made this vintage Halloween plaque that I intended to give away at one of the contests, but I've got 2 people that already want it. They want to buy it. So I told them I'd make 2 more. I'd sell 2 and give 1 away in the contest that's coming up. And then I had a request to make pumpkins. So I might make a vintage pumpkin one. We've been having fun today. And there's Kay Burton. Hello. Well, thank you, Kay. And you know, I kept getting the name mixed up of the boy that won the Lucky Plaque. His name was Matthew, and I don't know why I kept calling him William. Because we do have a William that comes into chat quite often. But it was Matthew that won the plaque that I sent to him. And he said he really loved it. But I've only seen him in a live like 1 time since then. But I guess he's gotten busy. Well, nobody's usually ever late. A lot of people get here at different times. You'll have to watch the replay of it and see what we did. But I did show the plaque that this is what the live was all about. This is what we made today. I still got to put the hanging cord on it. Uncle BB said that was his parents' wedding picture. You know Uncle BB, he's a mess. Okay. Does starlight mean anything? I guess it means lights, like stars, starlight. Because when the sky is dark and it's full of stars, they look like lights all throughout the sky. So I guess that's where they got the name starlight. Because sometimes people say that the sky is so full of stars at night, it lights up the whole sky. So that's starlight. I didn't know Disney had come up with that name, Disney Starlight Dream of the Night Away, and Linda loves that name, Disney. Yep, that parade was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, I thought. Well, y'all, I've been on for 2 hours. I hate to get off, but because we always have such a good time chatting. But I feel like I'm keeping a lot of you from doing things that you need to do on a Sunday afternoon or evening. But when I get the other 2 of these done, I'll show them already finished on the next live. I'll show all 3 of them. And they're going to be triplets because they'll be identical. And then maybe we'll do a pumpkin one Thursday. We'll see if I can find a good pumpkin picture. I'm wondering if a pumpkin picture would be good to do it horizontal like this, or do some other kind of shape as pumpkins. I don't know. I'll see what kind of plaques they've got and see what kind of pictures I can find. Yeah, it's supper time. Okay, thank you, Sandra. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming into my live today. sitting with me while we did our beautiful wedding portrait. Y'all have a blessed night. Don't let the bed, sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite, and we'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now. Let me get up here to the camera so I can turn it off. Bye. Well, it's not turning off, y'all.